Chapter 61, Reward Distribution. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Yan relied on his fire spirit body and this powerful and strange technique to get from that humble beginning to this point. However, ordinary spiritual fires are no longer of much use to Lin Yan. Only top-level spiritual fires can improve the level of the technique. Spiritual fires like the primordial divine fire are even better. The high-level holy technique is already so powerful, and the imperial technique may really lay the foundation for one's peak. Xiao Yanzi, I don't need to teach you what to do next. The white spirit smiled slightly. Humph, no matter who destroyed the Nine Suns' holy land, I think I need to take the place of the Soul Cloud Temple, find out this murderer, and maintain peace in the middle of the ancient continent. Lin Yan continued righteously, with a blazing fire burning in his eyes. The white spirit nodded with satisfaction. Not bad, worthy of being my disciple, a teachable child. Daotian Sect, Tianzhu Peak, room in the back mountain of Tianzhu Peak. Chen Luo and Luoli walked out of the room slowly. Luoli was so beautiful at this time, and her face was blushing, looking at the shy little Luoli in front of him. Chen Luo shook his head slightly. This little girl, after so many times, still hasn't gotten used to it. It seems that next time, I have to increase my efforts to make her get used to it as soon as possible. Master, I'm going to change my clothes and leave first. Luoli then said to Chen Luo in a tender voice. After saying that, without waiting for Chen Luo to answer, she quickly ran away. It shouldn't have been dirty just now. Chen Luo's mouth twitched slightly. However, Chen Luo didn't think much about it, and then left the back mountain and walked outside. Along the way, Chen Luo saw many disciples who were practicing hard. Under Chen Luo's huge reward, all the disciples of Tianzhu Peak were practicing with all their strength. Master, the 1-month period has come. Today we will select the disciple who has performed outstandingly in this month's cultivation. Chen Luo had just left the back mountain when he met Li Yener, who was going to the back mountain to find Chen Luo. Li Yener was wearing a blue flowing fairy skirt at this time. As Li Yener's cultivation level improved, she had a more gentle and beautiful temperament. That gentle expression almost broke every man's defense. Is it 1 month? Chen Luo's heart moved, and Wang Xian's enlightenment body was almost repaired. Some things can also be arranged now. Then let's go and distribute this month's rewards. Chen Luo smiled slightly. Li Yener nodded, and then walked out side by side with Chen Luo. Soon, many disciples of Tianzhu Peak gathered together, and everyone sat cross-legged in the center of the square. Many people were excited and looked forward to what was to come. Almost most people did not stop practicing. It seemed that practicing had become their instinct. No matter when, they could always quickly enter the rhythm of practicing. After a while, Chen Luo's figure appeared above the square. Looking at the disciples who were still practicing hard at this time, Chen Luo felt satisfied. Not bad, that's it. I have seen your performance this month. Now, it's time to distribute rewards. Take out your identity tokens. Chen Luo continued to speak lightly. As soon as Chen Luo finished speaking, many disciples below took out their identity tokens. Chen Luo waved his right hand lightly, and suddenly, numbers began to appear on these tokens. These numbers above represent the amount of spiritual power these disciples have increased this month, and they use a unified unit of calculation. Looking at the numbers on their tokens, many disciples were excited, and some began to look at the numbers of others. First place, Li Daolong, increased the amount of spiritual power by 4,920 strands. Chen Luo said lightly. In the crowd, everyone's eyes were on a muscular young man. The young man was excited, his body was trembling slightly, and there seemed to be many wounds that had just healed on his body. It was Li Daolong. Come up and receive the reward. Chen Luo continued to say to Li Daolong. Chen Luo was very satisfied with such a disciple. It was the hard work of these diligent disciples that made Chen Luo's cultivation so fast. Yes, Peak Master. Li Daolong took a deep breath and then walked up respectfully. Li Yener next to him gave Li Daolong the reward that had been prepared long ago. It was a heaven-level technique and 10,000-year-old spiritual fruits. Everyone stared at Li Daolong with envy. Li Daolong, I admire you very much. Keep working hard in the future. Chen Luo said to Li Daolong with a smile. Thank you, Peak Master, I will continue to work hard in the future and live up to your expectations. Li Dalong's breathing became more rapid, and he knelt beside him excitedly. Second place, Wang Feng increased his spiritual power by 4,520 strands. Third place. Chen Luo continued to announce. Soon, as time passed, all the rewards were distributed. Some people were happy, some were disappointed, and of course, more people were looking forward to the next reward. The difference between many people was very small, with only a few strands of spiritual power, except for the difference between the second and first place of several hundred strands. The gaps behind were basically in the single digit, which made many people see the hope of winning. Moreover, there are also some disciples with earth-grade cultivation qualifications who have received rewards. Although there is a gap in qualifications, it is not absolute. As long as you work a little harder, you may surpass the person in front. Next, I want to announce something. The future cultivation competition will be changed to once every 7 days. The rewards remain unchanged, but the first place will become my official disciple, and no matter what the cultivation qualification of that disciple is, I will improve his qualification to the holy grade and give him a holy level technique. Chen Luo continued lightly. As soon as Chen Luo's words came out, the whole Tianzhu Peak was boiling. The competition became once every 7 days, and the first place will become the official disciple of the Peak Master, upgraded to the holy grade qualification and holy level technique. Everyone's breathing became rapid, and they looked at Chen Luo in front of them with extreme enthusiasm. Is this true? Or are they dreaming? How could there be such a thing? It is really shocking. Peak Master, is it true? Can qualifications really be improved? A Tianzhu Peak disciple not far away asked tremblingly. This disciple is called Kong Ning, and he has a talent for cultivation at the earth level. Although this is considered very good outside, it is really nothing at Tianzhu Peak. In this monthly competition, he is also one of the few people who ranks in the top 10 with a talent for cultivation at the earth level. If it weren't for his limited qualifications, Kong Ning felt that he would definitely be in the top 3. Chapter 62 Crazy Tianzhu Peak. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Now, there is an opportunity to improve the cultivation qualifications. How can Kong Ning not be excited? Not only Kong Ning, but other disciples are also excited, looking at Chen Luo with extremely fanatical eyes. Being able to improve the cultivation qualifications to the holy product is absolutely a step to heaven. Everyone wants this opportunity, and now, this opportunity is in front of them. As long as they win the cultivation competition in 7 days. That's right, no matter the qualifications, in my Tianzhu Peak, as long as you work hard to practice, nothing is a problem. Chen Luo nodded heavily. Master, you don't have to doubt me, I am the best evidence. That at this time, a determined boy in a grey robe slowly walked out from not far away. The boy has a thin face, outstanding temperament, and looks quite calm, but there is indeed an unusually burning light in his eyes. Everyone stared at the boy who suddenly appeared. Isn't that Wang Xian? Wang Xian, he can practice now. Many people have recognized the young man. It is Wang Xian. After a month of soaking in the Daotian Xingling pool, Wang Xian has successfully repaired his enlightened body, completely cleansed of all impurities, and has begun to show his edge. Moreover, Wang Xian now has a faint surge on his body, and has obviously reached the qi-gathering realm. Chen Luo next to him then waved his right hand, a stream of light flashed, and a stone tablet appeared in front of everyone. Immediately afterwards, Wang Xian took a deep breath and slowly walked towards the stone tablet. After reaching the stone tablet, Wang Xian put his hand on the stone tablet. Wow! After a moment, a purple light shot up to the sky appeared on the stone tablet. The purple light shot up to the sky was extremely dazzling, attracting everyone's attention. Saint Product Cultivation Talent. Wang Xian has become a Saint Product Cultivation Talent. What the Peak Master said is true. I recognize him, it's Wang Xian. I saw him climbing the ladder before. The Peak Master is so amazing, he can turn a person without cultivation talent into a saint product. The people in the square were talking about it, looking at the talent test monument and Wang Xian next to him. Their eyes were extremely hot. This talent test monument can test cultivation talent, and purple represents the cultivation talent of saint products. Now, no one doubts Chen Luo's words anymore. Wang Xian is the best evidence. Even a person who couldn't cultivate before can become a saint product cultivation talent, let alone them. Moreover, with Chen Luo's identity, there is no need to deceive them. Next, I will accept Li Dalong as a formal disciple and help him improve his cultivation talent, so, in the next 7 days, work hard to cultivate, the opportunity is in front of you. Chen Luo continued lightly. Not far away, Li Dalong looked very excited, and now he accepted himself as a formal disciple. I thought I would have to compete again, but I didn't expect that I could do it now. Chen Luo also thought a lot about the quota for the Daoyuan Xingling pool, and later decided to select good seedlings who practice hard. After all, disciples with the talent of holy product practice can get 10 times the effect return. The more powerful the practice, the better. Greetings, Master. Li Dalong immediately bowed his head and kowtowed several times respectfully. Chen Luo nodded, and then took Li Dalong to the back mountain to let Li Dalong soak in the Daoyuan Xingling pool. The remaining disciples were all excited, and looked at Chen Luo and Li Dalong who were leaving with envy. Some people have already started practicing, and want to win the assessment in 7 days. The temptation of holy product qualifications and holy level skills is too great, enough to drive anyone crazy. Damn it, the first place this time was taken by Li Dalong. Now that he's gone, I'm determined to get the first place next time. Get lost, I already know the secret of Li Dalong's rapid cultivation. The first place next time will be mine. Isn't it just self-mutilation cultivation? Who can't do it? I'll break my leg later, the first place next time will be mine. Hee, you are all out of date. I have started to study more advanced self-mutilation cultivation methods. I found that the operation of some meridians is completely unnecessary. As long as I cut off that meridian, I can speed up the efficiency. After Chen Luo and others left, the remaining disciples around them made various discussions. Some people also exchanged their cultivation experiences. However, they all saw Li Dalong's cultivation method, although many people sneered. However, now that they saw Li Dalong was about to soar into the sky, many people began to be moved. Of course, they did not stop practicing while discussing. At this time, every second of stopping was giving the victory to their fellow disciples. Hua Yuntian and Yi Chen, who were not far away, swallowed unconsciously when they saw the madness of the crowd. It was really too crazy, cutting the meridians to practice. They thought of it. Brother Hua, I think if we don't work harder, we might be surpassed by these ordinary disciples. Yi Chen said as he looked at the disciples who were almost going crazy in the distance. Hua Yuntian took a deep breath and nodded as well. The degree of effort of these disciples has simply reached the point of abnormality. If these disciples also have the talent for practicing holy products, it's scary to think about it. Hua Yuntian thought he was working hard before, and he had seen many diligent and hard-working practitioners, but compared with the disciples of Tianzhu Peak, he was still a small witch meeting a big witch, and there was no comparison at all. Junior brother Yi, let's cancel the chess game in the future. I think we are still not working hard enough. Hua Yuntian continued. I have the same idea. Yi Chen said. Then, the two of them quietly quickened their pace and left, ready to practice madly. Chen Luo naturally didn't know that his two direct disciples were stimulated to practice harder. At this time, he was next to the Daoyuan Xingling pool in the back mountain. A sturdy young man was sitting cross-legged in the Daoyuan Xingling pool, and it was Li Dalong. After Chen Luo arranged Li Dalong, he went to the bamboo forest in the back mountain. Meeting Master. In the bamboo forest, a grey-robed boy with a resolute expression was waiting here. Name, Wang Xian. Constitution, Enlightened Saint Body. Qualification, Saint Product, Great Saint. With the perfect enlightened saint body, Chen Luo showed a satisfied smile. Is there anything wrong with your body now? Chen Luo asked, reporting to Master. I feel that my condition is better than ever before. Wang Xian said respectfully, treating Chen Luo in front of him like a god. Then, Chen Luo gave Wang Xian a 10,000-year-old spiritual fruit as usual. He had given it to all his disciples before, so he would not favor one over the other. I heard that you have a sister. Chen Luo asked. P.S. Today is still 3 updates. Chapter 63 Powerful Enlightenment Body. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chen Luo had already known about Wang Xian from Wang Feng, Wang Xian also has a younger sister, and they have a very good relationship in Mingguang City. Yes, master, Wang Xian nodded heavily. If your sister is willing, you can let her enter Tianzhu Peak as well, so that you can practice with peace of mind. Chen Luo continued with a smile. Chen Luo still values Wang Xian very much. After all, he is a saintly body of enlightenment and a tool for his martial arts practice. Is it really possible? Wang Xian continued to ask in disbelief. Many sects do not allow disciples to bring their families into the sect, but unexpectedly, Chen Luo actually took the initiative to bring this matter up. Master is really great. If his sister can also enter Tianzhu Peak, then he really has no worries. Of course. Chen Luo nodded. It's just an ordinary person, no big deal. After getting Chen Luo's confirmation, Wang Xian's heart became even more excited, and at the same time, he respected and appreciated Chen Luo even more. Do you need me to find someone to bring your sister back? Chen Luo asked. Master, I want to wait until I am stronger and go by myself. Wang Xian continued. Chen Luo nodded and did not interfere. If he wanted to go by himself, then he could go by himself. Then, Chen Luo asked Wang Xian about some things about his body again. After confirming that Wang Xian had fully recovered, he taught Wang Xian the Great Thunder Emperor technique. You should comprehend this magical power and see if you can comprehend it successfully. Chen Luo said softly, now is the time to test the quality of this enlightened holy body. I hope I will not let myself down. Wang Xian nodded heavily and began to comprehend this supreme magical power in his mind. As Wang Xian comprehended, it seemed that some power continued to operate in Wang Xian's body. It seemed that the sound of the great way was flowing slowly. Wang Xian entered an extremely mysterious state. Everything around him could not affect Wang Xian's comprehension. Chen Luo was not in a hurry and waited quietly not far away. Time passed slowly, and soon, half an hour had passed. Thunderous sounds appeared on Wang Xian's body, as if the extremely domineering true meaning of thunder was spreading around Wang Xian. Even the air seemed to be filled with thunderous sounds, as if everything was going to explode. This enlightened holy body is awesome. Chen Luo's eyes lit up. He could feel that his Great Thunder Emperor technique had already comprehended a little, and he was not far from entering the door. It was really amazing that he could comprehend the divine power of the Emperor realm just at the Qi condensation realm. After a while, Wang Xian slowly opened his eyes. Master, this magical power is too obscure and difficult to understand. I estimate that it will take 3 days to learn it. Wang Xian then said with an apologetic look. It's okay, you can comprehend it slowly, no rush. Chen Luo then smiled slightly. It was extremely abnormal to be able to enter the emperor-level magical power in 3 days. You know, Wang Xian is still only at the Qi condensation realm. As Wang Xian's realm improves, his comprehension will only become more and more terrifying. Wang Xian entered the Great Thunder Emperor technique, and with the return of 10 times the effect of cultivation, he could at least reach the level of minor success. It was so cool to be able to learn without cultivating supernatural powers. Then, Chen Luo told Wang Xian some things again and asked him to continue to cultivate. In the following time, Chen Luo continued to spend his days leisurely in Tianzhu Peak. After 3 days, Wang Xian also successfully cultivated Great Thunder Emperor technique to the entry level, and returned it to Chen Luo, which really reached minor success. The cultivation competition in Tianzhu Peak was also going on crazily. Everyone was working hard for the first prize, and they wished to use 1 day as a year. With the hard work of many Tianzhu Peak disciples, Huayun Tian and Yichen seemed to be stimulated and became more hardworking. Chen Luo's strength was approaching the 9th level of the saint without knowing it. Daotian sect, in a quiet mountain forest, there was rich spiritual energy and fragrance everywhere. There is a luxurious palace at the top of the forest. This palace is the meeting hall of Daotian sect. Masterly, no matter what you say, the last place where our elder song appeared was in your Daotian sect. Shouldn't you give us an explanation for Tianxian Holy Land? A hoarse and majestic voice came from the meeting hall. In the hall of the meeting hall, there was a group of monks wearing gorgeous robes. The leader was an elderly man with gray hair and a cane carved with python patterns. On the other side of the hall, there was a middle-aged man in a white Taoist robe. The middle-aged man was Li Wudao, and there was a bright and beautiful woman next to him. Elder Shi, I know you are eager to find someone, but Elder Song did leave Daotian sect safely. This can be testified by all the peak masters of our Daotian sect. Li Wudao took a sip of the spiritual tea next to him and said lightly, the old man was the elder of Tianxian Holy Land, Shi Qianxiong, who came to look for Song Yangmu under the order of the great elder of Tianxian Holy Land. Song Yangmu had not returned to Tianxian Holy Land for a long time, and the sect leaders used the Tianji technique to calculate, but there was no result at all. Even life and death could not be calculated, which was really strange. In desperation, he could only find Daotian sect and come here. Master Li, what do you mean? Shi Qianxiong continued coldly, staring at Li Wudao. Elder Shi, I don't mean anything. There is no such person as Song Yangmu here. Li Wudao continued indifferently. Shi Qianxiong clenched his teeth tightly, glared at each other, and veins on his forehead were faintly popping. When did a master of a first-class force dare to be so presumptuous in front of the people of their Tianxian Holy Land? However, there is no evidence now, and Shi Qianxiong can't get angry. After all, this is the East region, not the territory of their Tianxian Holy Land. Master Li, you have to think carefully. If you offend our Tianxian Holy Land, your Daotian sect may not be able to cover it. Shi Qianxiong continued coldly, and the cane in his hand swung a burst of fierce energy. No matter how Elder Shi asks, I will say this. There is really no such person as Song Yangmu here. Li Wudao was unmoved and continued. Shi Qianxiong looked at Li Wudao, who was calm and composed in front of him, and felt as if his fist was hitting cotton. How could there be such a stubborn person? Well, it's better not to let me find out your Daotian sect's secret tricks, otherwise, Shi Qianxiong snorted coldly, and then led the people from Tianxian Holy Land out of the meeting hall. Chapter 64 Shu Yuewu's Shock. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Senior Brotherly, are you just going to let this bad old man leave? Next to him, a charming and stunning woman looked at Shi Qianxiong and others who were leaving and said, Who do you think I am? I'm an elder of the Holy Land. I don't dare to make any plans. Li Wudao glanced at Shu Yuewu next to him. Shu Yuewu pursed her lips. Your attitude just now was not what you meant. Since there's nothing wrong, I'll go back and take a beauty sleep first. Don't let this little miscellaneous fish come to me in the future. Shu Yuewu stretched out and was about to leave. Wait a minute, go find junior brother Chen Luo and ask him to act together. After all, it was him who caused this. Li Wudao then said. Shu Yuewu's steps stagnated, the corners of her mouth slightly raised in a beautiful arc, and she could finally move her muscles and bones. Okay, wait for my good news. Shu Yuewu smiled slightly, and then walked slowly toward Tianzhu Peak with melodious steps. In the back mountain of Tianzhu Peak, Chen Luo lay on the Wanyan Xianbing bed. Beside, a stunningly pure girl with twin ponytails was squeezing Chen Luo's shoulders. There was fiery red spiritual power in the girl's hands, and traces of moisturizing breath flowed through Chen Luo's body, making Chen Luo feel quite comfortable. Master, I heard that the people from the Soul Cloud Temple are now fully investigating the destruction of the Nine Suns' Holy Land. Mu Luoli's soft little hands gently kneaded Chen Luo's shoulders. It's okay, let them check it out. Chen Luo said lazily, just kidding, with Daotian divine technique, here, those guys can't find any clues even if they dig deep. The more he practices Daotian divine art, the more Chen Luo realizes the horror of this secret art. It is not just talk about causing and effect and hiding the secrets of heaven. It can be said that as long as Chen Luo wants to hide himself, it is basically impossible to be found. Master Mingxia Peak wants to see you. At this moment, a crisp and sweet voice came from not far away. Li Yener's figure appeared next to Mu Luoli. Chen Luo half closed his eyes and yawned. Mingxia Peak Master, is that Taiyin body Shu? Why did this guy come to see me? I was lying fine at Tianzhu Peak. Okay, then I'll go meet the master of Mingxia Peak. Chen Luo stood up slowly and said softly, Tianzhu Peak, in an elegant pavilion, a stunning woman wearing a fiery red dress looked at her surroundings in amazement. This Tianzhu Peak has changed too much, Shu Yuewu murmured, his eyes full of disbelief. She had been to Tianzhu Peak many times before, and it was obviously a place where birds didn't shit before. I have heard before that Tianzhu Peak has become a holy land for cultivation. Now that I see it, it is true that the spiritual energy is richer and purer than some holy places. Next to Shu Yuewu there is a woman with first-class figure and appearance. The woman also looked at the surrounding environment, her clear and moving eyes full of shock. Shu Yuewu stretched out her palm, and strands of spiritual power seeped into her body, making her vaginal body become slightly excited. Obviously, her physique also likes this place very much. The spiritual energy here is already so strong, and that dragon vein. Shu Yuewu took a deep breath, and looked at the dragon vein on the back mountain of Tianzhu Peak with her beautiful eyes. Shu Yuewu's eyes seemed to be able to penetrate the space, feeling the rich spiritual power in the distance. Master, you don't want to give up on Mingxia Peak, do you? Lin Shuiwei next to her said as she looked at Shu Yuewu, whose breathing became slightly short. Shu Yuewu coughed lightly. How could it be? This Tianzhu Peak just has a little more spiritual energy. It's no big deal. I, Shu Yuewu, will not give up the branch that I have worked so hard to manage just because of a little spiritual energy. Lin Shuiwei curled her lips and said nothing, just silently absorbing the spiritual energy around her. It would be a pity not to practice well in such a good cultivation environment. Shu Yuewu also silently operated her own skills, absorbing the pure spiritual energy around her. Not long after, an unrivaledly handsome young man, who looked like an immortal, walked up not far away. Junior brother Chen Luo, no wonder you refused to go to our Mingxia Peak when I invited you before. It turns out that Tianzhu Peak has been transformed into this by you. Shu Yuewu looked at the visitor and said coquettishly. I will definitely go next time. Chen Luo smiled slightly. However, the aura of the Mingxia Peak master seemed to be a little different from last time. Chen Luo's heart moved and he turned on the system's detection function. Name, Shu Yuewu. Age, 32 years old, Realm, Saint King Realm First Level, Identity, Daotian Sect, Master of Mingxia Peak, Physique, Taiyin Body, Qualification, Holy Grade, Qualification of the Great Sage. It turned out to be a breakthrough to the realm of the Holy King. No wonder, Chen Luo knew it in his heart, this Taiyin body is really terrifying. It has broken through to the realm of the Holy King at the age of only 32. It is so powerful. This Mingxia Peak master doesn't seem to have a system plug-in. Anyone who can cultivate to the realm of the Holy King before he is 100 years old is a peerless genius, not to mention that at the age of 32, he is even more powerful. I've met Master Chen. Lin Shuiwei next to her saluted respectfully. Chen Luo looked at this beautiful and charming woman and subconsciously turned on the detection function. Name, Lin Shuiwei. Age, 19 years old. Realm, the fourth level of the creation realm. Identity, Daotian Sect, the direct disciple of Mingxia Peak Master. Constitution, Taiyin Spirit Body. Qualification, Saint Product, Qualification of the Saint King. She is the direct disciple of Shu Yuewu, and a Taiyin Spirit Body with Saint Product cultivation talent. If she were to come to Tianzhu Peak, it would increase her cultivation efficiency a lot. Chen Luo couldn't help thinking. I wonder what senior sister Shu is doing here at Tianzhu Peak. Chen Luo suppressed his thoughts and asked Shu Yuewu next to him. Can't you come to see junior brother Chen Luo to reminisce if you have nothing to do? Shu Yuewu looked at Chen Luo with a charming look. Of course, if senior sister Shu wants to come to Tianzhu Peak, she can come anytime. Chen Luo continued. You said it. Shu Yuewu pursed her lips, her face full of smiles. Chen Luo, Lin Shuiwei's mouth twitched slightly. The master really knows how to climb up the ladder. Okay, I won't joke with you anymore, this time I have something to ask you. Shu Yuewu then put away her smile and said seriously. Chen Luo's eyebrows raised. Is there really something? Immediately afterwards, Shu Yuewu told Chen Luo about the elders of Tianxian Holy Land coming to cause trouble. I wonder what senior brotherly is going to do. Chen Luo touched his chin and asked. Chen Luo did not deliberately hide the fact that he killed Song Yanmu, so it was not surprising that he knew about it. This stupid elder of Tianxian Holy Land actually dared to threaten our Daotian sect. This kind of dead old man, of course, will be sent to death. Shu Yuewu then said excitedly, unconsciously licking her red lips, her eyes full of eagerness to try. Chapter 65 You are surrounded by me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Looking at Shu Yuewu, who was eager to try, Chen Luo's heart skipped a beat. This Mingxia Peak master looked charming and attractive, wouldn't she be a little crazy? Lin Shuiwen next to her pulled Shu Yuewu's sleeve calmly. Shu Yuewu quickly came back to her senses and restored her bright and attractive image. Chen Luo, what I mean is that if a friend comes from afar, he must be punished no matter how far away he is. No, those who offend our Daotian sect must be punished no matter how far away they are. Shu Yuewu then patted her proud chest and said seriously. Lin Shuiwen next to her was completely numb. The image of the master in front of Master Chen Feng was probably completely collapsed. Sister Shu is right. Those who offend our Daotian sect must be punished no matter how far away they are. Chen Luo took a deep breath and said, no matter what, it was because I killed Song Yangmu that this guy from Tianxian Holy Land came to me. Now, it's okay to kill this guy. Moreover, with the leader of the ninth heaven of the Saint King leading the way, there shouldn't be any problems. Seeing that Chen Luo agreed with her idea, Shu Yuewu also smiled. Then, the two of them did not waste time and rushed quickly to the outside of Daotian sect. This is the only way for them to return to Tianxian Holy Land. It should be no problem for us to ambush here. That above a canyon in the east region, 3 figures were hidden in the void. One of the figures was wearing black clothes, and there were bursts of black aura around him, covering all the auras. Master, does it take such a big battle to deal with an elder of Tianxian Holy Land? A young man with outstanding temperament and wearing a mask said slowly, looking at the surrounding space thoughtfully. I saw that the surrounding void was densely packed inside and outside, with at least 20 holy level formations arranged. The faint aura seemed to tear the void apart. With so many formations, even the most powerful people in the Saint King realm would be terrified when seeing them, let alone the Saint realm. Brother Chen Luo, you are still too young. Although Shi Tianxiong is just an ordinary Saint realm elder, what if Shi Tianxiong has a trump card? I am just a small Saint realm, it is safer to arrange more formations. Said the man in black next to him, with a solemn look in his eyes, a small Saint realm. Chen Luo's mouth twitched slightly, and he silently turned on the system detection function. Name, Li Wudao, age, 637 years old, realm, Great Saint Realm First Heaven, identity, Daotian Sect Master, constitution, extreme spiritual Dao body, qualification, Saint product, Great Saint qualification. Well, you are awesome, you are right. Chen Luo complained in his heart. On the way here, Chen Luo already knew that Shi Tianxiong was an elder of the Saint realm of Tianxian Holy Land, and his cultivation reached the 9th level of Saint. Among the many people from Tianxian Holy Land he brought with him, only a few were Saint realm, and the rest were Creation realm cultivators. Yes, brother Chen Luo, when you go out, it is most important to be careful. What if that old man summons the Saint Lord of their Holy Land? Their Saint Lord is the most powerful among the Saint Kings, and he cannot afford to be careless. Shu Yuewu said while skillfully superimposing the Saint-level array. Li Wudao nodded in agreement. Soon, the number of Saint-level arrays in the surrounding void reached hundreds. In addition to the Saint-level arrays, there were dozens of unknown void passages hidden around. Chen Luo didn't know where those void passages led to, but Chen Luo could faintly sense the extremely creepy aura coming from there. If he walked through it casually in a panic, I'm afraid there would be no good results. Brother Chen Luo, don't worry. I, Shu Yuewu, have been roaming the ancient continent for many years without any failure. Now we just need to wait. Shu Yuewu continued. Chen Luo nodded. If they have arranged everything, he just needs to cooperate. Sister Shu, please be more restrained. We will act according to the plan. At this time, Li Wudao next to him suddenly said. Don't worry, I know. Shu Yuewu whispered. Chen Luo suddenly felt something was wrong, but when he thought of the strength of the two, his uneasy heart was put down again. Soon, everything was ready, and the three of them hid in the void not far away, waiting for the arrival of Shi Tianxiong and others. Not far from the canyon, an old man holding a cane led a group of cultivators from the Tianxian Holy Land and was rushing towards the distance. It was Shi Tianxiong and others. Elder Shi, those people from the Daotian sect are really hateful. They dare not even give face to our Tianxian Holy Land. A cultivator in a blue robe next to him said. Yes, yes, a small first-rate force dares to be so arrogant, they should be severely punished. Said another cultivator. Shi Tianxiong did not speak. Although the leader of Daotian sect did not seem to be strong, Shi Tianxiong felt a little bit of threat from him. Moreover, Shi Tianxiong went to Daotian sect not only to find Song Yangmu, but also for other special tasks. Although Song Yangmu is missing now, the great elder of Daotian sect is determined to get the best dragon vein. Just now in Daotian sect, Shi Tianxiong had used a powerful secret technique to explore it clearly. The best dragon vein of Daotian sect is indeed amazingly strong. However, Daotian sect is a first-class force after all. This is the East region, not the home of their Tianxian Holy Land, so they must plan carefully. Have you investigated clearly? What are the enemies of Daotian sect in the East region? Shi Tianxiong seemed to have thought of something and asked. Elder Shi, the investigation has results, but it is strange that Daotian sect does not seem to have any hostile sects in the East region. A middle-aged man answered. No hostile sects. Shi Tianxiong frowned. Impossible. As long as you want to practice, there will inevitably be contradictions and conflicts. If Daotian sect, such a large force, wants to grow, it must squeeze the living space of other sections. Even their Tianxian Holy Land has many hostile forces in the central region. He is a Daotian sect. Explain it clearly. Shi Tianxiong asked. Elder, it's very strange. I investigated a lot of information and found that as long as they had a grudge against Daotian sect, those forces were inexplicably gone, and there was no evidence of any Daotian sect's action. The man continued. Everyone looked at each other in bewilderment, and they were gone for no apparent reason. The reasons for their demise are really inexplicable. Some of them were caused by the sect leader suddenly going crazy and destroying the entire sect, some by internal strife within the sect, some by the sect exploring the secret realm and all being destroyed, and some even by the sect's entire sect suddenly dying for no apparent reason, and some by other sects suddenly launching a massive attack and destroying the sect. Is this Daotian sect so evil? Shi Tianxiong's pupils shrank. Could it be? Ha ha ha, you have been surrounded by me, surrender quickly. That at this moment, a clear and pleasant voice sounded. Shi Tianxiong was stunned and looked ahead. A graceful woman wearing a white veil stood not far ahead with her hands on her hips. Chapter 66 The Power of Thunder. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Shi Tianxiong looked at the woman who suddenly appeared. His expression became extremely ugly. Surrounded us? Are you kidding? You dare to threaten to surround us all by yourself? It's a big joke. Not only Shi Tianxiong, but also the rest of the Tianxian Holy Land monks looked grim. Be brave, we are from Tianxian Holy Land. Do you want to die? Little girl, do you know what you are doing? Don't talk nonsense to this guy, catch him quickly. Although you can't see his face clearly, with this figure, he will definitely make me feel good for several days. The other Tianxian Holy Land elders nearby all commented with extremely unkind eyes. Some people stared at the woman, their eyes flashing with passion. Shi Tianxiong felt something was wrong. He felt the threatening atmosphere in the surrounding void. Although it was very weak, it gave him a feeling of palpitations. Is there anything wrong with this woman in the realm of creation? / You want to feel good, right? Okay, I'll let you feel good enough. / The woman continued, her eyes full of disgust. After saying that, the woman waved her right hand lightly, and the surrounding void trembled. Shi Tianxiong and others' expressions suddenly changed. What happened? There was something around them. Boom! There was a violent fluctuation of qi, and then bursts of grey-white yin qi seeped out from the void. Countless yin energy turned into various monsters and charged towards Tianxian Holy Land and others. the fierce and unparalleled qi movement immediately made everyone feel chilled. Sect Master, has senior sister Shu always been so unrestrained? Not far away, Chen Luo asked quietly. Ahem, junior sister Shu is still a very good person. It's just that she suffered some psychological trauma when she was young. In addition, she hasn't moved her muscles for too long, so she's a bit reckless. Just get used to it. Li Wudao on the side continued. Chen Luo said nothing and looked at the battlefield ahead. In front of them, a large number of holy-level magic formations exploded, and countless violent qi machines raged towards Shi Tianxiong and others, yin energy, flames, ice, spiritual impact. Various formations erupted with terrifying power, almost destroying the entire space. There were constant collisions, tearing sounds and screams. At this time, Shu Yuewu was like a madman, holding a leather whip full of spikes in his hand, frantically whipping the Tianxian Holy Land monks who were trying to break out of the formation at the edge of the formation. Shu Yuewu's leather whip seemed to be poisonous, and the monks who were hit by the whip let out heartrending screams. Many Tianxian Holy Land monks in the formation issued various vicious curses, however, this did not affect Shu Yuewu at all, and the whip flew up. There were also some monks who tried to leave through the void passage, but as soon as they entered, they heard a piercing scream, which made people shudder. Seeing this, the rest of the people no longer dared to tear apart the void at will, and could only resist various impacts in the formation. After a while, most of the Tianxian Holy Land monks in the formation were dead or injured. There were only a few saint-level monks left who were resisting with difficulty. Ah, who are you? Why do you want to attack us if you have no grievances? Shi Tianxiong in the formation couldn't help it, and his body was in dilapidated condition. Although Shi Tianxiong is an extremely powerful person in the 9 heavens of saints and has many trump cards, he still cannot bear the bombardment of so many holy-level magic formations. Almost all protections have been destroyed. Shi Tianxiong felt that he would be on his way soon. Stop being so pushy, old man, and get on your way. Shu Yuewu, who was not far away, whipped a monk who was trying to escape to death with his whip. Seeing Shu Yuewu in front of him, Shi Tianxiong lost his temper completely. This bitch is so cruel. Shi Tianxiong was thinking crazily in his mind about who he had offended. Wait, Shi Tianxiong remembered what his fellow disciples said about offending Daotian. You are from Daotian sect. Shi Tianxiong exclaimed, staring intently at Shu Yuewu not far away. Shu Yuewu ignored his words and continued to block those people's escape at the exit. Shi Tianxiong's face inside became extremely ugly. Although Shu Yuewu did not speak, Shi Tianxiong had already identified that it was Daotian. Junior sister Shu, stop playing around and deal with it quickly. It seems that these people have no means. Li Wudao, who was not far away, slowly came to Shu Yuewu's side. So far, there has been no movement. It seems that it is really just a bunch of miscellaneous fish. What kind of skills do you think these losers have? Alas, they don't even have the ability to let me move my muscles and bones. Shu Yuewu sighed, his eyes filled with disappointment. After saying that, he activated all the formations, and bursts of destructive aura continued to surge inside, almost destroying everything. Xuanhuan's life-stealing technique. At this moment, a hoarse voice sounded from the formation filled with turbulent aura. Immediately afterwards, a terrifying energy surged inside. I saw Shi Tianxiong with blood flowing all over his body, and bursts of spiritual light emerging from his body, as if he was performing a terrifying secret technique. As the spiritual light raged, Shi Tianxiong's aura was rising steadily, and soon he broke through the limits of the saint and reached the realm of the Saint King. After a while, Shi Tianxiong's aura climbed to the 3rd level of the Holy King. This old man still has this trump card. Not bad, not bad, senior brother, let me play for a while later, just a while. Shu Yuewu's eyes lit up and said with great anticipation, / schwa schwa schwa. Then, Shi Tianxiong took out a talisman that exuded a mysterious aura. There were extremely simple runes on this talisman, which seemed to be able to distort space. Shi Tianxiong activated the talisman without hesitation. In an instant, Shi Tianxiong's body disappeared in the formation and appeared outside the formation, looking at Shu Yuewu with red eyes. Whether you are from Daotian's sect or not, you are dead. Shi Tianxiong, who was not far away, was surging with extremely violent aura, and the surrounding void was torn apart, as if it was about to break. All the other Tianxian Holy Land cultivators in the formation had been eliminated. That's the feeling, I'm going to burn. Shu Yuewu swallowed her saliva, and under Shi Tianxiong's fierce qi, Shu Yuewu's eyes became extremely fanatical. The whip in her hand released an extremely strong qi under the terrifying power of Taiyin. I'll kill you first, you stinky bitch, Shi Tianxiong said coldly. The qi around him was constantly growing, almost filling the entire space. Shu Yuewu's eyes became more and more fanatical, her hair flying, like a witch. Boom! At this moment, a purple lightning dragon appeared not far away. The lightning dragon rushed towards Shi Tianxiong with an unparalleled destructive aura. The surrounding space was all under the impact of this terrifying lightning dragon, and bursts of roars were heard. Not far away, Shi Tianxiong's pupils shrank, and boundless fear rose in his heart. The lightning dragon seemed to have the breath of destroying everything, which made Shi Tianxiong completely stunned. No, I haven't made a move yet, don't. Shu Yuewu looked at the giant lightning dragon that was bombarding Shi Tianxiong and screamed. Bang! But it was too late. Shi Tianxiong's body was completely penetrated by the terrifying giant lightning dragon and was blasted into pieces of meat. Chapter 67 We are the Orthodox Sect. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Shi Tianxiong's body was completely smashed by the terrifying thunder dragon, countless pieces of flesh splashed everywhere, and the strong smell of blood instantly filled the entire space. Ah, senior brother, I hate you, why don't you let me play? Shu Yuewu grabbed her hair wildly and shouted, as if she couldn't accept this at all. Junior sister Shu, it was junior brother Chen Luo who did it. Li Wudao continued faintly, looking at Chen Luo with a little solemnity. This terrifying thunder force bombarded him, who was in the Great Saint realm, and felt a little horrified. What kind of monster did this junior brother Wang find for Tianzhu Peak? Li Wudao couldn't help thinking in his heart, with his eyes, although he couldn't see through Chen Luo's specific realm, he definitely hadn't broken through to the Saint King realm. It was really a bit scary that he could burst out such a fierce offensive without reaching the Saint King realm. Hearing this, Shu Yuewu looked at Chen Luo who was not far away. At this time, Chen Luo still had a trace of terrifying thunder and lightning on his body. Obviously, the thunder and lightning dragon just now was the work of Chen Luo, / junior brother Chen Luo, you, / Shu Yuewu bit her red lip slightly, then twisted her graceful waist and walked towards Chen Luo. Junior sister Shu, calm down, junior brother Chen Luo is also thinking about your safety. Li Wudao continued. Chen Luo was confused. What did this Shu Yuewu want to do? Did she want to, just because I stole her monster? Then, Chen Luo felt a soft and fragrant jade-like delicate body pounce into his arms. Shu Yuewu's red lips were imprinted on Chen Luo's ear roots. She bit gently, and a tingling feeling filled Chen Luo's whole body. Suddenly, Chen Luo felt like he was falling into the clouds, and his body was wrapped in countless dreams. Chen Luo unconsciously hugged the stunning woman in his arms tightly, and the softness almost made Chen Luo completely lose his mind. Brother Chen Luo, if you do this again next time, don't bite here. Then, Shu Yuewu whispered in Chen Luo's ear. Her green jade fingers circled Chen Luo's chest, and her body came out of Chen Luo's arms. Li Wudao, who was not far away, stared with his eyes wide open. Would Sister Shu really like this little guy Chen Luo? Although he and Shu Yuewu have known each other for many years, it was the first time he saw Shu Yuewu so close to someone. However, if the two really want to be together, I'm afraid it won't be so easy, Li Wudao thought in his heart. Chen Luo was stunned for a moment, and touched his ear roots, which seemed to have bursts of fragrance and moisture. Next time, don't bite here, do you want to bite there? Chen Luo took a deep breath and looked at the stunning woman who had left his arms not far away. At this time, Shu Yuewu had her back to Chen Luo, and her ear roots were also rosy, with bursts of shame on her face, and she seemed to feel a little uneasy about her boldness. It is indeed the Taiyin body. The Taiyin body is a top-level special physique with the power to charm people. this power can even make me who has practiced, Daotian divine art, and, purple emblem star soul art, unable to resist. Okay, don't waste time, clean up the scene quickly. Shu Yuewu seemed to have returned to that bright and moving posture, and then said to Li Wudao. Li Wudao nodded, let's clean up the scene first. Then, several people began to clean up the battlefield. After cleaning up, Li Wudao took out a white jade bottle. The jade bottle was opened, and suddenly, a burst of black mist appeared inside. The black mist kept flowing around, as if releasing some breath. Master, what is this thing? Chen Luo asked, looking at the black mist around. This is the black magic energy of the Tianhua sect. These guys from the Tianxian Holy Land died here, so they must leave some clues for the people of the Tianxian Holy Land. Li Wudao continued to release the black magic energy and said. Chen Luo's mouth twitched slightly. It turned out that he wanted to find the Heavenly Demon Sect to take the blame. The Heavenly Demon Sect is a notorious demon sect in the eastern region. It is said to be extremely cruel and even dares to provoke those top holy places. It is very aggressive. When Chen Luo was in the central region, he heard a lot about the evil reputation of the Heavenly Demon Sect. Brother Chen Luo, the people of the Heavenly Demon Sect are originally a demon sect. They are all crazy. It is normal to kill some people from the Tianxian Holy Land. Shu Yuewu continued. That's right, the people were killed by the people of the Heavenly Demon Sect. What does our Daotian sect have to do with it? Our Daotian sect is a law-abiding righteous sect. It is impossible to do such a thing as killing the elders of the Holy Land. Li Wudao agreed, there is nothing wrong with the righteous sect Daotian sect. Chen Luo complained in his heart, looking at Li Wudao's skillful movements. Chen Luo felt vaguely that this sect master was probably not doing this for the first time. Brotherly, stop telling, if you tell too much, you'll be exposed. Last time, it was because you told too much about the black magic that we almost got away with it. Shu Yuewu continued. Hearing this, Li Wudao put away the black magic. Sister Shu, set up a hidden black magic 5 lotus formation next to it. Make it more hidden. People are getting smarter and smarter nowadays, and it's hard to fool them. Li Wudao seemed to have thought of something and continued to say to Shu Yuewu. Shu Yuewu nodded and began to set up the formation around. Brother Chen Luo, we have been practicing in Daotian sect recently and have not come out. Remember that. Li Wudao said to Chen Luo. I understand. Chen Luo replied. Junior brother Chen Luo, sometimes handling it too cleanly is a flaw. Once or twice is nothing, but if it happens more times, it will be easy to be discovered. Therefore, at this time, we need to leave a little interference. After all, we just want to practice quietly. Li Wudao then began to teach Chen Luo how to deal with the enemy reasonably without being discovered by others. Li Wudao talked happily, as if he was talking about a secret book. It seems that he still has a lot to learn, Chen Luo thought to himself, and then continued to receive Li Wudao's teachings. Soon, everything around was arranged. The entire area is filled with various auras, and there are traces of black devilish aura permeating the surroundings. It looked like a crime scene from the Heavenly Demon Sect. After Li Wudao found someone to spread some gossip around, he left with Chen Luo and others. Chapter 68. My name is Yaoxi. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tianzhu Peak, a mountain top with extremely rich spiritual power. The mountain top was cold and the wind was blowing from all directions. There were many thousand-year-old spiritual fruit trees planted around the mountain top, and the crystal-clear spiritual fruits were blooming with moving luster. As the cold wind blew, bursts of fragrance spread under the raging of the cold wind, and immediately filled the entire mountain top. At the top of the mountain, there was a boy with a thin face. The boy sat cross-legged at the top of the mountain, and bursts of spiritual light flashed on his body. Next to the boy, a powerful spirit gathering array was arranged, and a steady stream of spiritual energy surged towards the boy, improving the boy's cultivation. Boom! After a while, a strong momentum fluctuation appeared on the boy's body, the 6th level of the chi-gathering realm. The boy slowly opened his eyes, and a little joy flashed in his eyes. Continue to practice. The 6th level of the chi condensation realm is still too weak, the boy thought to himself, and then closed his eyes and entered the state of practice again. Shua. At this moment, a red light flashed next to the fruit tree behind the boy. A beautiful woman in a red long skirt, with slender legs and a graceful figure appeared next to the fruit tree. The woman's long hair fluttered, and the cold wind blew the hem of the woman's skirt, revealing her white and delicate long legs. The woman in the red skirt looked at the boy not far away, clenched her fists tightly. Her fingertips had already pierced into her palms, and tears were gathering in her eyes. After a while, the tears flowed down like an unstoppable waterfall. Brother Wang Xian, I finally see you again. The woman in the red skirt kept crying, biting her red lips slightly. Her eyes seemed to be reminiscing, and seemed to be happy. Wang Xian was still practicing hard, and did not notice the woman in the red skirt who suddenly appeared behind him. Brother Wang Xian, this time, I won't let you face it all alone. The woman in the red dress murmured in a low voice. Then, the woman in the red dress wiped her tears, suppressed her excitement and anxiety, and slowly walked towards Wang Xian. Wang Xian, who was practicing, suddenly felt that something seemed to be approaching, and hurriedly stopped practicing. Wang Xian, you can't practice in Daotian sect. Wang Xian just stopped practicing and heard a crisp and pleasant voice. Wang Xian turned around and saw the stunning woman in the red dress slowly approaching him. / Who are you? / Wang Xian said with a vigilant face. Wang Xian had never seen the woman in front of him, but she gave Wang Xian a faint sense of familiarity, as if he should know this person. However, Wang Xian would not relax his vigilance because of a little feeling. This is his way of survival. Looking at this Wang Xian, who was still a little immature but still very resolute, the woman's heart was filled with nostalgia. You don't need to know who I am. You can't practice in Tianzhu Peak. The woman in the red skirt took a deep breath and said seriously. Unless Master drives me away, I will never leave Tianzhu Peak even if I die. Wang Xian said lightly, what a joke, everything Wang Xian has now is given by Chen Luo. If he wants him to leave Chen Luo now, he can't do it at all. Chen Luo gave him everything he has now, and he can't leave Chen Luo and betray him. The woman in the red skirt frowned slightly. She knew that Wang Xian's decision could not be pulled back even by 10 cows. I'm doing this for your own good. Your future should not be here. Being in Tianzhu Peak will only delay your future. Your future is too important. There can't be any mistakes. The woman in the red skirt could only try to persuade her. Boom! As soon as the woman in the red skirt finished speaking, a terrifying thunder force appeared on Wang Xian's body. A thunder force turned into a thunder dragon and blasted towards the woman in the red skirt. It was the Great Thunder Emperor technique that Chen Luo taught Wang Xian. The pupils of the woman in the red skirt shrank, and her eyes were full of grief. She let Wang Xian's attack hit her. However, Wang Xian's attack hit the woman in the red skirt without causing any ripples, and even her dress was not moved. Wang Xian's face was pale, and the spiritual power in his body had completely dried up. Even the origin of his holy body seemed to be a little exhausted. The forced use of Great Thunder Emperor technique completely drained Wang Xian of everything. Who is this guy? Wang Xian gasped and stared at the woman in front of him. Why? Why did I feel very uncomfortable when I hit her? This discomfort was even more difficult for him to accept than the exhaustion of his spiritual power and the exhaustion of his origin. Wang Xian, I won't hurt you. The woman in the red skirt sighed softly, and bursts of light appeared on her body, rushing towards Wang Xian. Under the nourishment of the flowing light, Wang Xian's injuries began to recover rapidly. You! Who are you? Wang Xian clenched his fists and continued to ask. He really wanted to know who the woman in front of him was. He had never seen her before, but she gave him an inexplicable sense of familiarity. Moreover, what was the pain just now? My name is Yaoxi. The woman in the red skirt bit her red lip slightly. Eastern region, in a beautiful mountain forest, a young man and a charming woman were walking slowly in the forest. The two walked side by side, heading forward. The breeze around them blew gently, and the fragrance of the woman blew on the young man, giving him a charming feeling. Sister Shu, where is the sect master? Why doesn't he go back to Daotian sect with us? Chen Luo asked. Brotherly, go give someone a small gift. Shu Yuewu smiled sweetly, and the warm sunlight hit Shu Yuewu's beautiful face, which was extremely radiant. Give a small gift. Chen Luo's eyes narrowed slightly. Could it be the sect master's little lover? By the way, junior brother Chen Luo, I want to practice in your Tianzhu Peak for a while. It would be better if I can practice in your dragon vein. Is it okay? After a while, Shu Yuewu seemed to think of something, and then hugged Chen Luo's arm and asked expectantly, come to my Tianzhu Peak to practice? Chen Luo turned his head and looked at Shu Yuewu, who was hugging him tightly, like a little woman. At this time, Shu Yuewu's eyes were as charming as silk, and her eyes were full of expectation. The soft and delicate warmth rippled in Chen Luo's arms, and Chen Luo could even see a lot of deep ravines and beautiful scenery. This strange scene made Chen Luo feel absent-minded again. The Taiyin body is really weird. It won't be like this when I'm with Yenner and Luoli, the little girl, Chen Luo thought in his heart. If you want to practice in my Tianzhu Peak, it's not impossible, unless... Chen Luo suppressed his thoughts and looked at the stunning beauty in front of him. Chapter 69 Xiaobai breaks through the Holy Realm. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Shu Yuewu bit her red lips slightly, with a look of amazement in her eyes. Junior brother Chen Luo wants to take the opportunity to make excessive demands on me. Should I agree, or should I be reserved before agreeing? Shu Yuewu was extremely hesitant in her heart. Chen Luo has a special aura about him that makes Shu Yuewu feel extremely comfortable. Coupled with Chen Luo's invincible looks, this is why Shu Yuewu is so close to Chen Luo. Junior brother Chen Luo, please tell me, as long as junior brother Chen Luo wants it, senior sister can give it all to you. Shu Yuewu then blinked her big eyes and said shyly, give it all to me. What does this mean? Chen Luo touched his chin. Shu Yuewu couldn't have misunderstood. Senior sister Shu, unless you become the guest elder of our Tianzhu Peak. Chen Luo then said, looking straight at Shu Yuewu. That's it. I'm ready to bleed. Are you telling me this? Shu Yuewu bit her teeth and looked at Chen Luo with disappointment. You just want me to be your guest elder, nothing more. Shu Yuewu wondered if she had heard wrong, and then asked. Chen Luo nodded heavily, indicating that he had no other intentions. Regarding the training bond function, Chen Luo has almost studied it, not just ordinary disciples. As long as they join Tianzhu Peak, Chen Luo can also enjoy the return of the same training effect if he transfers his training bond quota to the new one. Elder Kuqing is no exception and can do the same, as long as this senior sister Shu joins Tianzhu Peak and becomes a Kuqing elder. She will have her own share of cultivation in the future. Okay, it's just elder Kuqing. No problem. If junior brother has other ideas in the future, you can always come to me. Senior sister will do her best to satisfy you. Shu Yuewu then licked her red lips and said softly. Don't worry, senior sister, I won't be polite. Chen Luo smiled slightly. Chen Luo had previously investigated some information about the major peak masters of Daotian sect, especially the master of Mingxia Peak. His identity is not simple, and the involvement behind it may be huge. Chen Luo didn't want to get into unnecessary trouble before he was strong enough. After Shu Yuewu agreed to join, the two quickly galloped towards Tianzhu Peak. It's so good, that's what it feels like. At the Dragon Vein Bamboo Forest on Tianzhu Peak, Shu Yuewu let out a sigh. At this time, Shu Yuewu's whole body was filled with an extremely strong aura, and the surrounding spiritual energy continuously poured into Shu Yuewu's body. In addition to the top-quality dragon veins, there are also many spirit-gathering arrays arranged around it. The concentration of spiritual power here has reached a very exaggerated level. Although the dragon veins of Shu Yuewu and others at Mingxia Peak are also very effective, they are more than one level different from those here at Tianzhu Peak. Not to mention, there are so many spirit fruit trees and spirit-gathering arrays around. This is a condition that can only be obtained when luxury reaches the extreme. Senior sister Shu, you can practice well here. You have enough holy elixirs. You can eat these spiritual fruits as you like. Don't be polite to me. Chen Luo took out a lot of elixirs and spiritual fruits and put them aside, and said to Shu Yuewu above the dragon vein, Chen Luo has already transferred one of his cultivation bond quotas to Shu Yuewu. Shu Yuewu's all-out cultivation has caused the spiritual power in Chen Luo's body to increase rapidly. The speed of this increase is stronger than the effect of returning 10 times to those of his disciples. Chen Luo felt that if he continued to practice like this, he should be able to break through again soon. Junior brother Chen Luo, how can you be so embarrassed? Shu Yuewu said softly while eating the spiritual fruit in her hand. It's okay, it's just some small things, it doesn't matter. Chen Luo continued. Chen Luoka was so satisfied to have such a strong man at the level of a saint king helping him in his cultivation all the time. Then I'm welcome. Shu Yuewu smiled sweetly, and waves of warmth flashed through her heart. After the two exchanged a few words, Chen Luo left directly without disturbing Shu Yuewu's practice. Junior brother Chen Luo, you are so good to me. It seems that I can only. Shu Yuewu looked at Chen Luo's leaving back and murmured in a low voice, as if she had made some important decision in her heart. Immediately afterwards, Shu Yuewu also restrained her thoughts. With such a good training environment, she must practice with all her strength. Shu Yuewu soon fell into a state of full cultivation. By the way, Yenner said yesterday that she was going to make braised dragon meat today. Let's go and see if it's ready. Chen Luo's eyes lit up, as if he remembered something important. Immediately afterwards, Chen Luo slowly walked towards Li Yenner's residence. Boom! At this moment, there was a violent roar in another mountain forest in the bamboo forest dragon vein. Chen Luo looked in the direction of the roar. There, it seems to be the place where Xiaobai retreats. Has Xiaobai broken through to the saint realm? Chen Luo's eyes lit up. Previously, after Xiaobai had reached the 9th level of the creation realm, he went into seclusion to achieve a breakthrough. Now it seems that the breakthrough is very likely to be successful. Then let's take a look. Chen Luo then quickly galloped forward. Soon, Chen Luo arrived at Xiaobai's retreat. I saw waves of terrifying energy filling the forest ahead, and a milky white little fox was floating in the air. Behind the little fox, 10 tails release extremely strong demonic energy. Sure enough, it was Xiaobai who broke through. After a while, Xiaobai's aura began to converge, and his eyes flashed with bright light. Master, I have broken through. Xiaobai then threw himself into Chen Luo's arms. During the period of retreat, Xiaobai missed Chen Luo's arms all the time. Now that he has broken through, he can continue to lie in Chen Luo's arms. Not bad, not bad. After breaking through the saint realm, the hair is smoother and it feels better to stroke it. Chen Luo stroked Xiaobai's body and smiled. Chen Luo didn't care about Xiaobai's strength, as long as he felt good about stroking it. Master, I can help you fight in the future. Xiaobai then waved his claws and said. Chen Luo curled his lips. You'd better just stroking me honestly. The saint realm wants to help me fight. It's still a long way to go. Then, Chen Luo carried Xiaobai, who had broken through the saint realm, to Li Yenner's residence, eastern region, Moyunzhu, an extremely remote mountain forest in Moyunzhu. This place is filled with extremely dense demonic energy, and the surrounding jungle reveals an extremely gloomy atmosphere. Occasionally, you can see a lot of poisonous insects floating around, and there are also a lot of rotten bones, which look extremely creepy. In the depths of the mountain forest filled with demonic energy, there are many buildings filled with demonic energy. Powerful formations are arranged around the buildings to guard the surroundings. Master, we have found a lot of valuable treasures in the black poplar forest. A panicked voice sounded in a building filled with demonic energy. Chapter 70 Demon Sect. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This is a small palace filled with evil energy. Sitting above the palace was a middle-aged man with a black mark on his forehead. The middle-aged man frowned, holding a white bone ball in his hand and playing with it constantly. Damn it, which force does it belong to this time? The middle-aged man said angrily. Veins popped out on his forehead, and the bone ball in his hand was crushed to pieces by his huge force. Back to the sect master, it seems to be from Tianzhu Holy Land. The man in black below the palace then said tremblingly, bowing his head deeply. Damn it, who is it that wants to frame our heavenly demon sect, and now it's the Tianzhu Holy Land. Mom, I'm so embarrassed. It's too much. This is the first time this month. Toru, if you don't let anyone live, if this continues, our heavenly demon sect will become a public enemy of the mainland. Beside the palace, there were many monks with powerful auras, all of whom spoke angrily and in extremely sad tones. These are the senior elders of Tianhua sect. I don't know since when, the disciples of their heavenly demon sect would always pick up inexplicable treasures outside. At first, everyone was quite happy, thinking that their heavenly demon sect was favored by God and that their fate was about to go against the will of heaven. Unexpectedly, those treasures were all hot potatoes. There are often some inexplicable forces that cause trouble for them. Later, I found out that these treasures were stolen goods, and those who came to cause trouble were the perpetrators. The heavenly demon sect tried to explain at first, but who would believe the words of a demonic sect? Moreover, there were many clues at the scene, all pointing to the heavenly demon sect. Even many members of the heavenly demon sect thought that other members of the heavenly demon sect did it. Such things were rare at first, but became more and more frequent later on. The reputation of their heavenly demon sect is getting louder and louder as time goes by. From a second-rate force in the beginning, it slowly spread into a top-level demonic force comparable to the Holy Land level. Even, in the eyes of many people, the heavenly demon sect is faintly moving closer to the position of the leader of the demonic path. However, they are really just an ordinary force. Lin Yuanhong's eyelids were twitching wildly. Has Tianxian Holy Land now put Tianxian Holy Land's ship basin on his head? I understand, prepare to move, we can't stay in this place anymore. Lin Yuanhong, the leader of the heavenly demon sect, then spoke. He thought of many ways to solve this problem, but, without exception, they all failed. If you can't afford to offend him, you will naturally have no choice but to hide. Sect Master, we have just arrived here not long ago. Are we moving again? Yes, although we have rich experience in relocation, we cannot withstand such trouble. Our disciples still have to practice. How about we hide for a while and come back after the storm has passed? This place is amazing. It took a lot of effort to find it. Many elders nearby spoke one after another. This place is full of demonic energy, and it is quite safe. It is of great help to their practice. They really don't want to move anymore. It's not easy to find another suitable place. Then you stay here, I'll leave by myself. Lin Yuanhong then said quietly. As soon as Lin Yuanhong's words came out, the others suddenly lost their temper. The sect master was not here, so they stayed here to wait for death. Sect Master, there is a message from the leader of the Demon Alliance. At this moment, another voice sounded, and a subordinate of the demon sect came quickly from outside. A message from the Demonic Alliance leader? Lin Yuanhong's eyes lit up. Their prestige is not without its benefits. At least, in the Demon Alliance, the status of their heavenly demon sect is getting higher and higher. Moreover, with the attention of the Alliance leader, the Alliance also has many resource allocation rewards. Lin Yuanhong's strength has also increased a lot with the help of these resources. The leader of the Alliance occasionally invites people from their heavenly demon sect to attend lectures to share some experience in sect management, ways to strengthen the demon sect, etc. During Lin Yuanhong's lecture, it was quite refreshing to see the top demon masters listening to him bragging honestly. How could Lin Yuanhong know those experiences and methods? He could just talk nonsense. If he couldn't do it, he couldn't brag about it. What did he say? Did he invite me to a banquet somewhere again? Lin Yuanhong then asked expectantly. In addition to giving lectures, the leader of the alliance would also invite him to various banquets and enjoy various delicacies. There were many people at the banquet who praised him, which made him extremely useful. The alliance leader said that you should keep a low profile during this period. Big things may happen in the eastern region. Stop causing trouble. If you do, the position of leader of the demonic alliance will be assigned to you. The subordinate continued. Lin Yuanhong, am I trying to cause trouble? Someone is trying to mess with me, fuck. Okay, I understand. If you reply to the message, just say that I have my own sense of discretion. Lin Yuanhong looked disappointed, then waved his hand and said, as for the major events mentioned by the alliance leader, Lin Yuanhong didn't want to care about it. Could he, a leader of a second-rate force, care about that? One more thing. The true disciples of Yuanling's sword sect have killed many people from our heavenly demon sect, and they also threaten to kill everyone they see from our sect in the future. The subordinate continued, the tone was extremely angry. What, a mere first-rate force dares to be so arrogant and look down on our heavenly demon sect? Lin Yuanhong patted Zhuzi next to him heavily and said viciously. Master, we are just an ordinary second-rate force. An elder next to him said faintly, Lin Yuanhong, Tianzhu Peak, in a quiet forest in the back mountain, many thousand-year-old spiritual fruit trees are planted in the forest, and the rich spiritual power is constantly flowing around the forest. There is also a wisp of fragrant meat aroma. It's so good, Yenner, your cooking skills are getting better and better. Chen Luo picked up a piece of meat with a rich aroma and chewed it in big mouthfuls. The deliciousness exploded in Chen Luo's taste buds, making Chen Luo feel extremely comfortable. Yes, senior sister, it's so fragrant, I like it so much. There was also a girl with twin ponytails wearing a purple long skirt next to her, saying with a look of enjoyment. Yi Chen and Hua Yuntian were also next to them, eating the delicious dragon meat, and couldn't help but praise Li Yenner. Li Yenner smiled, hugged Xiaobai, and let Xiaobai taste the dragon meat. The group enjoyed the dragon meat made by Li Yenner here, and it was very comfortable. Chen Luo was also talking with several disciples, asking about their recent practice, and also guiding everyone's practice. After all, Chen Luo's realm is here, plus there is a tenfold return of the practice effect. It is very easy to solve the difficulties in their practice and the difficulties in martial arts.